Senior nights here at Carmichael Arena, a senior class that the Carolina coaching staff describes as a unique one because they've been so workmanlike. There's been limited consistency in the lineup from this particular class, but they've been through so much in their career, but really making an impact. One of those seniors that was honored prior to tonight's duel was Adam Honis. He'll have the opportunity to compete here at heavyweight up against a very promising redshirt freshman in Connor Barket.
And it's a big match for Barkett as he needs these wins. He needs as many as he could get this season trying to qualify for the national tournament. But you mentioned that senior class. They've been through a lot. Whether you're a staple in the starting lineup, it may be harder to be the guy wrestling under the starters and do that for 4 years, some even 5 years. That's a really tough thing, and it takes someone with a strong mind and, you know, a lot of mental fortitude to keep it going.
Barkett gets Honis down for the first three. But to your point, Nick, Tony Ramos in our conversation with him talked about how it's just such a sign of the way that this Carolina program has developed their depth through the years. A real point of pride for him, who was an assistant under Coleman Scott, now an assistant under Rob Cole. He's been here now 8 years, watching the way that Carolina has grown. Honis, dangerously close to his back there. Barkett did earn a pin his last time out against NC State. Pin Chase Horn in 3 minutes and 46 seconds. It was his 4th pin of the year.
Yeah, Honis, he nearly puts himself on his back, which he's just got to avoid the mistakes that are going to hurt himself. Barkett is a very promising redshirt freshman from West Lafayette, Indiana. Just got to keep growing, lets him up immediately for another takedown.
This bout here at heavyweight really speaks to what Glenn Lanham made in his point, that the focus now is not on team wins and losses. It is very much on individual results, and for some of these young guys to focus on the here and now. Barkett has a chance to be in the national tournament right from the get-go, picks up 3 more here. Just lets him go with the escape point, 6-2.
And heavyweight's always interesting. It's like a chess match is how I compare it, because it's 2 bigger guys, sometimes less athletic, having to use more of, you know, what they know about their opponent and how they can beat them. And you look at just the size difference and body type difference from here, from Barkett and Honis. Honis a little, you know, taller and thinner, as Barkett just a big guy overall. When you have that 285 weight class, there's so much in between that. There's a lot of different weights and body types you can face.
Barkett trying to roll Honis here. Honis in the scramble, and 3 more points for Barkett off his 3rd takedown of the first period.
Barkett's looking really good. And he should be feeling pretty good after that pin against NC State. Going into ACC is a good first period, 9-2, not too bad, and has riding time.
Tony Ramos, the associate head coach for the Tar Heels, the holdover from the coaching staff led by Coleman Scott. 8 years and has built this program, built up a lot of depth, led the team through the Austin O'Connor era, a couple of national championships there. Just a really, really bright guy in the wrestling world. Reversal there for 2 points for Barkett, and he is in bonus point territory.
Yeah, Ramos, an Iowa Hawkeye, All-American there, coached by one of the best now, a great coach himself. Just a great guy to talk to, and always fun to talk wrestling with him.
Just oozes passion for the sport.
Really does. And for his wrestlers, too.
Yes.
The guys he's brought into the program. Cares so much about each guy.
Barkett, 3 more. 14-3 in this heavyweight bout. We asked Glenn Lanham, okay, the goal is for Barkett to make it to the national tournament as a redshirt freshman. How does he do that? And the answer is kind of an interesting one. He needs to wrestle big because sometimes he wrestles like a small guy, even though, as we talked about, he's a big guy.
It's different. I said the styles are different.
Yeah.
You can't wrestle like you're in 125 when you're in 285. You're in that heavyweight role. It's a different style, so he's got to wrestle like the size he is. He is a big guy. He's got a size advantage on Honis right now, and he has a size advantage on some of the guys he wrestles. So he's got to know how big he is, work to his strengths.
Sometimes you don't need fancy technical terms.
No, just wrestle big.
Another takedown. Riding time points continuing to look more and more likely for Barkett. Second period will come to an end. He is now only a takedown away from a tech fall victory over Honis to close out our duel tonight.
And that's what he's going for, trying to get the extra points for the Blue Devils. He'll start on bottom, get the quick escape, and then try for the takedown to get the tech fall. Knows he has the advantage when in neutral against Honis.
It's the reversal there, 19-4. And that'll do it. Connor Barket earns a bonus point victory, and his personal mission on qualifying for the national tournament takes a big step forward tonight. He ends ACC play with a winning record at 3-2. That's your bright spot if you're Duke for sure. North Carolina, though, trying to build momentum toward the postseason, looked really, really sharp. 3 pins tonight as they take this duel, Nick, 41-9.
Hey, we talked about it. What was this match about? Get ready for ACCs. UNC showed, hey, we're looking pretty good for Duke. You mentioned the highlight, Connor Barket. He's looking good going into ACCs. A positive 3-2 record as a redshirt freshman in ACC. That's fantastic. So both UNC looking really good. Duke with some things to be happy about.
So North Carolina, for the 6th time in the last 7 years, takes 3 or more ACC duels. They cap off their regular season with a victory over their arch rivals from Duke. For our producer, Tommy Rochester, director, Evan Badler, my broadcast partner, Nick Kloss, my name is Matt Krause. Thanks so much for joining us here from Carmichael, North Carolina, victorious over Duke. Farewell.